Hello, this is Casey of Tangerine Designs, and today I'm going to show you how I make tassels. First, you're going to need whatever yarn you want to make your tassel out of. I'm using a Meg Acryl. It's 100% acrylic knitting yarn, and it's more stranded, so it makes a kind of a fuller tassel. I'm also using a 12-inch length of baker's twine. You could also use a worsted weight or a DK weight yarn. And before you start, I like to go ahead and cut about 12 inches of the yarn I'm using for the tassel to be used later. So when my hands are full, I don't have to try to figure out how to cut that. So to begin, I take the baker's twine that I cut, and I take my hand and I just put the end of the baker's twine between two of those fingers, and then just put the tail off to the side. To wrap my yarn, I use both the inside and the outside of the ball, just so it doesn't take quite as long to wrap. And I just tuck the tail between my pinky and my finger, just so it doesn't go everywhere. And then I just start wrapping around my four fingers. I like to make this pretty thick, so I shoot for about an inch wide around my hand, and then I like to pile it up probably a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch on either side of my fingers, just so the tassel is nice and thick and poofy. So probably right about there. When I get to that point, I'm going to go ahead and just cut the yarn. I can leave a little bit extra length because we'll be trimming the tassel later. And then, remember that baker's twine? We're going to just find that end, take the other end, put them together, and then just pull up on it at the very top of your fingers. And this is where you're going to tie the knot to keep the tassel together. I do like to take my top finger out just to give myself a little bit more room. And this part does get a little bit fiddly by yourself. I like to just hold one in there and then tighten it on the other side. You can always have somebody else hold it for you and tighten it for you. Do it once and then make sure you tie it into an overhand knot. That way it doesn't come undone. Now before you take all your fingers out of there and you lose your loop, make sure, leave maybe 2 in there, just so you know where your loop is. Take your scissors, without cutting yourself, which is always key. Pull the scissors down, straight across from where you tied your knot, and then cut it in half. You'll probably have little strands fall down. That's from where you overlapped at the end. Now the next step is that yarn we cut at the very beginning, a 12-inch length. Lay it flat on your table, and then center your tassel, pulling all the strands down as nice and neat as you can over it, overlapping about an inch down from the top of where you tied it. And then just take the 2 ends and tie it into an overhand knot. Making sure you pull it nice and snug, and then tie it one more time. And since it's the same color as the rest of your tassel, that knot's gonna kind of blend in. You're not gonna have to worry about it. Then all you do is trim up the very bottom of your tassel, and you're all ready to go.